Hey Dan, bro, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm always blessed.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's
How
what's
about
up.
yourself?
Can't complain, man.
Good.
Obviously, we've been getting a lot of questions come through. Some of the questions that came through the other day was something along the lines of, how do you know that you're actually blessed? You know, because obviously people go through a lot of things that kind of challenges them a little bit, so they're not quite sure how to focus on it. You know, and just count their blessings, if so to speak, man. So, what's your thoughts on that?
It's all about perspective in some sense, where you have to understand who you are relative to what's around you. In order to do that, you first of all, you need to understand and go through a couple of experiences that may or may not have challenged you, or may not have challenged somebody else. The point is to be aware of what those experiences are. And the key experiences, to be more specific, that I'm talking about is anything that you've perceived, again, that's why it's about perspective, anything that you've perceived to be negative. When we reframe our position in relation to what is a perceived to be negative experience, that's when we can realign our belief system and tailor it towards a more positive outcome. Positive outcomes really come from the way that you think about what you have believed to be or perceived to be negative. So if you think or you go through something that you think was a bad experience, and that's the only perspective of the situation that you have, what's to stop anything else bad from happening to you and netting the same result? If you consistently believe and feel that you keep going through negative experiences, then in what situation can you encounter that is potentially negative to you? What experience then can you encounter that you can switch to then work in your favor and really net as an outcome be a blessing? So with negative experiences, you may be blocking blessings in a sense, because you may be looking at one experience that can be quite clearly a negative experience, but there may be, as we say, a silver lining to going through that experience. And we know that nothing easy is worth doing. When your thoughts are always on what is perceived to be negative, it's very hard to see the secret blessings, the blessings being opportunities to turn things around. How do I know what opportunity is available to me at the time I'm experiencing something negative? The best approach really is to look and not overcomplicate the situation by trying to find something that probably isn't there. Like all things, all good things, or the most obvious things are normally always right in front of us, and the things that we believe are hiding away from us or that are very difficult to find are normally right in front of our face the whole time. And this is really the truth about negative experiences. The gold is normally through processing this negative experience and seeing what can come out of it if you attach time and work through this experience. If you hold on to something very hot, it burns your hands. And negative experiences are very similar to this, where if you just process it as a negative experience and you don't process it, i.e. if you're holding something very hot and you don't throw it away as a time of process to begin healing or understanding of the situation, then that's all that's going to happen. All you're going to be doing with every negative experience that you have or perceived to be negative experience is hold on to it. Anything that comes your way can never really be a blessing if everything you experience is negative. So if you don't feel that you receive blessings or consistently unlucky in life and every situation you encounter, whether it's people, relationships, business, your career, your family, people close to you, people you don't know, people you just randomly encounter, if you're consistently finding unluckiness or misfortune, this could actually be a blessing in disguise, where there's opportunity now for you to grow and understand and succeed within perceived challenges. So then the question becomes more specifically, how can I create good and positive experiences if all you have are negative ones? So the tailored approach and the strategy and the mentality and the framework for this is, the input is the negative experience. So something bad to you happens, whatever that is. It can quite literally be any negative experience. The question you want to ask yourself is, to begin this framework, this strategy of thinking, is, how can I benefit from this? It's the first thing to ask yourself. If you're not asking yourself, how can I or find a way to turn something bad into something good, then the blessing can never really be discovered, because all you can see and perceive is not a question, but more so the statement of, oh, this has happened again, or oh, I keep going through the same thing again and again and again and nothing ever changes. And that leads on to the mind-blowing, clairvoyant statement of, if nothing else changes, how can I? And if nothing changes, when will I change, or when will my situation change? So if nothing is changing for you at all, then really the question to ask yourself is, when are things going to change? And in order to know when something is going to change, you need to know what to change in order for things to change. So you can only work then with the variables at hand. You have to understand your negative experience, or again the experience that you perceive and believe to be negative, and only then can you pick apart and understand the variables that are unique to you. No one else can give you the appropriate advice. The only thing that can be given to you is a framework, some kind of a strategy, so that you can apply that strategy and this particular framework for you to understand your own personal situation, and you can then create your own personal growth. Let's say you're trying to scale a wall and your friends help you 80% on the way up. If you do 0% of the work, in theory you've attained 0% of the results. So if you were to sit in your chair and do nothing all day, then nothing is being achieved. So the question then is, what can you do, what work can you do to achieve some level of result? And to achieve any kind of result, you need to understand your situation. So if you're going through something you think is negative, there is going to be some work you have to do to make a change. And understanding that is really the start of the process, because I think everybody, or it's very easy, it's human nature to just take things at face value, really, and make sort of little to no effort to make any work or change to the situation. And this is the problem, because what happens is you get so used to the things happening to you that you never happen to situations, and that's sort of the difference. It's becoming, as opposed to a giver, it's just receiving. Subscribe for more content. We're going to be posting these every week now, so yeah, fire away, fire the questions away and let me know.